and test equipment. Okay, VLSI testing process and test equipment. Okay, how it is going to be defined, what is the process and how it is going to be defined within the testing equipment also. So first one comes out with the how to test chips. Okay, first one, how to test chips. So here we have one firstly. So you can see the block here, principal testing operation. Firstly, the input patterns are taken as a binary pattern. Okay, binary pattern, ones and zeros and ones pattern, which is sent, which are sent towards a digital circuit. Okay, and at the output end, we'll be seeing the same binary pattern as an output responses. Okay, output responses. But when we send this through a digital circuit, what happen if there is any faulty error, or if there is any delay in the processing, or based on the clock signal, or based on the frequency of operation of that device, what happen? We are going to define it with respect to the output responses. Okay, output responses. So within this output responses, what happen? This output responses are sent for the comparator. Okay, this has to be comparator, compared. So how it is set to be for the comparator in the sense? So firstly, it comes out with the stored character responses. So within this testing procedure, we'll be checking out through a stored correct responses. Okay, this will be connected towards the comparator, where the output patterns, output responses, and the stored correct responses are set for the comparator, and this comparator which results for the test result. Okay, testing in the sense nothing but we are going to compare the with respect to the device input, input voltage or input current, or else an input current or test results that can be taken over there. Okay, yeah, and we'll be defining what is an output responses over there. So here the binary patterns are applied to the input of the circuit, and these circuit can be compared with the with the expected response. The circuit is considered as good response match. Obviously, the quality of the test circuit will be dependent upon the thoroughness of the test vector. So this can be defined based on the thoroughness of the test vector. Vector in the sense that depends upon the what were the output responses we got, that can be treated out there. And the VLSI devices are tested by the automatic test equipment that performs a variety of tests. Okay, variety of tests. As we know that we have seen previously, automatic test equipment. And modern ATE is useful, is a powerful computer operating within control of test program written in the high-level programming language. So ATE has been operating with a high-level programming, with a high-level computation, with the test programming written in the ATE. And the next one we have with the types of testing. Okay, types of testing. Yeah. So before that, I request to type your roll numbers in the group chat. Type your roll numbers in the group chat so that I can take your attendance easily. Why? Because this session will be ending in 8 minutes. Okay. Here, I request CR to take the screenshots of your attendance, participants.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us continue. So here we have types of testing. So types of testing.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is the difference between automatic test equipment and automatic test pattern generator?
Automatic test equipment, in the sense, it's an equipment used for testing purpose. Okay, testing purpose. That is what it is. So it depends upon the what is the clock rate. If it is of high clock rate signal, or if it is of low clock rate frequency, it is going to differentiate it and define the operation. So as I said you on in the previously, you can see here reliably we have two types of testing: automatic test equipment and circuit under test equipment. Automatic test equipment is operated with respect to high speed test operations itself. And the circuit under test, in the sense, it is an internal operation internally. That is what it depends upon the test vectors itself. Okay, how many patterns, how many bits it is going to transfer, and what type of uh, signal it is going to define. Okay, all this comes under the circuit under test. This is under the hardware operation itself. Even though automatic test equipment also depends upon the hardware operation itself, but it defines for high speed frequency operational level. Okay, automatic test equipment. That is what the automatic equipment. And the test pattern you are asking. Test pattern, in the sense, that is what if you have a sequence of binary input. Okay, for example, 100011 and so on, the pattern we have, binary pattern. Within that binary pattern, if we have one faulty error which is stuck, or else if the sequence of binary input or transmitted to one digital device, if it is stuck at 101 sequence, okay, 101 sequence, so that what happened, the pattern is defined as an faulty, it has to be sent for the testing procedure, and that testing procedure will be defined in this case, test pattern. You can see here, inputs are treated as a binary pattern, it will be sent to a digital circuit. Thereafter, we are going to get the output responses. Before that, what happened? Compare this with the expected responses. Okay, so that is what we'll be checking out. This is the output response. We know that. Before going for the output response, what happened? We are going to check on with the comparator. Comparator is going to test the input sequence, and the expected sequence is going to be compared and gives a exact test result. And so that you can define this is the output response. Okay, so got it? You got it, Venkatesh?
Yes, sir.
Is there any doubt? You can ask.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so here we have one test of types of testing. Okay, types of testing, in a sense. So we have four types of testing here, which are specified with their operations. The first one is on testing comes on based on the characterization. Okay, characterization. Characterization, in the sense. So this is of the characterization is known as a design debug or verification testing. Okay, this is known as a design debug or a verification testing. So that is what each and every testing is. Firstly, it is characterized in the sense. So based on the design, based on the architecture design, or based on the application design, we are going to debug it. Debug it in the sense. So before going for any simulation operation, you'll be debugging it, right? Debug operation, in the sense, completely it is going to verify it. If there is any error, we are going to recompile it or verify it. So that is going to define that debug operation. Okay, so design debug or verification testing. So this is a form of testing is performed on new design before it is sent for the production. So before you are going to send it for the production, and before you are going to send it for the output end, so the characterization, in the sense, we are going to define what type of faulty errors occurred, what type of error test required within that. All that can be characterized firstly. Okay, so simply to say, for example, if we have 10 people, within that 10 people, each and every people, a person has its own character, right? We can differentiate. As the same way, in the testing also, each and every circuit or each and every operation can be differentiated. Okay, that is what a design debugging is, or a verification testing is referred. The purpose is to verify the design is to correct, and the device will meet all the specification. So there's a basic thing. Functional testings are run, and comprehensive AC and DC measurements are made. So functional testing, in the sense, it is going to define what type of operation it is. It is of AC operation or a DC measurement operation that can be represented. And probing of internal nodes of chip, commonly and not done in the production of testing, may also be requiring during the characterization. So probing of internal nodes. So that is what each and every checking of each and every unit or each and every chip can be commonly cannot be done commonly. Why? Because within the production unit, it is already predefined. Each and every unit can be tested previously. Okay. Before coming to the output itself. Okay. So there is no required of a characterization again over there. Use of specialized tools and the scanning of electronics microscope, SEM, or electronic beam testers, and and techniques of such artificial intelligence and expert systems can be effective. So specialized tools can be used over there. SEMs, that is what, scanning electronic microscopes and electronic testers, electron beam testers, and as well as artificial intelligence and expert systems can be used within the specialized tools over there. A characterizing test determines exact limits of device operating values. That is what the characterization can be determined as an with respect to their limits within the device of operating values. And this is what how we are going to define within the test operations. So characterizing operations with respect to AC and DC parameters. Okay, with respect to time and with respect to the voltage levels, we have a small smooth plot. There is a smooth plot which is going to represent. So here you can see if we have taken a one chip, either it is pass the test or fail the test, that can be defined based on the test operation itself. Okay, so this is a statistical representation. This is a statistical representation with different statistical points. Okay, plots we have. So plots we have. So this is represented as unacceptable reading combinations at the rate symbol.